fighter, never backing down. Baby, I'm a soldier, standing my ground.
Jays for
So if you're gonna find me for my heart, all you gonna get is battle scars. Baby, I'm a tiger, 27-8. Baby, I'm a rifle, one bite you dead. So if you're gonna find me for my heart, all you gonna get is battle scars.
What can I say? I need more than desire, more than just a pretty face.
Jays for justice.
Yeah, you better walk away. Oh yeah, oh yeah. Only one love at the side of the fire.
Wait a second, you guys. We have
Someone who
breaking
can handle me. Someone cut your heart today. Oh yeah, oh
Something
yeah.
scary.
If you
Wait a
try to
minute.
come
I just got a
closer,
text. Oh
I'ma
my
give you some
god.
closure before you know it, it's over.
Wait a second, you guys. We have
So run
breaking
away,
news.
run away.
Oh my god.
I'm not trying to hurt you,
Jays for justice.
but I will if I have to. I'ma tell you what I do. Run
Oh my
away,
God.
run away. Baby, I'm a fighter, never backing down. Baby, I'm a soldier, standing my ground. So if you're gonna find me for my heart,
During
all
an
you gonna
interview
get
with
is
Jays
battle
for
scars.
Justice
Baby, I'm a tiger.
During an interview with Jay is for Justice podcast.
Baby, I'm a fighter, never backing down. Baby, I'm a soldier, standing my ground.
Jays for
So if you're
justice.
gonna find me for my heart, all you gonna get is battle scars. Baby, I'm a tiger, 27-8. Baby, I'm a rifle, one bite you dead. So if you're gonna find me for my heart, all you gonna get is battle scars.
What can I say? I need more than desire, more than just a pretty face.
Jays for justice.
Yeah, you better walk away. Oh yeah, oh yeah. Only one love at the side of the fire.
Wait a second, you guys. We have
Someone who
breaking
can
news.
handle me. Someone cut your heart today. Oh yeah, oh
Something
yeah.
scary.
If you
Wait a
try to
minute.
come
I just got a
closer,
text. Oh
I'ma
my
give you some
god.
closure before you know it, it's over.
Wait a second, you guys. We
So
have
run
breaking
away,
news.
run away.
Oh my god.
I'm not trying to hurt you,
Jays for justice.
but I will if I have to. I'ma tell you what I do. Run
Oh my
away,
God.
run away. Baby, I'm a fighter, never backing down. Baby, I'm a soldier, standing my ground. So if you're gonna find me for my heart,
During
all
an
you gonna
interview
get
with
is
Jay
battle
is for
scars.
Justice
Baby, I'm a tiger.
During an interview with Jay is for Justice podcast.
Baby, I'm a fighter, never backing down. Baby, I'm a soldier, standing my ground.
Jays for
So if
justice.
you're gonna find me for my heart, all you gonna get is battle scars. Baby, I'm a tiger, 27-8. Baby, I'm a rifle, one bite you dead. So if you're gonna find me for my heart, all you gonna get is battle scars.
What can I say? I need more than desire.
Welcome to Jay is for Justice podcast. If live breaking news and following true crime is your thing, then please consider subscribing to my channel. And if you like what you see in my videos, please consider giving them a thumbs up. Hey girl,
Hey girl, hey.
welcome back.
You know, I've just been waiting all day for this.
Have you? I have too. Thank you for being so patient.
I want to hear like what everybody thinks, you know.
So did you have a good night last night?
Always fabulous.
Good, good, good. We've got some breaking stuff. We've got these new documents.
I love
Do you
the
want to
word-
go over these before we take calls? I think we
Yeah,
should.
yeah. Fire them up there really quick.
Fire it up. Do you have them handy? Do you want to share a screen?
Yeah, I can do that. I can share screen.
Then we can read through them. I haven't read them yet.
Are you just talking about the? He has a new. Well, Ann Taylor just added a pretty strong, like someone that's a really good litigator. So
Yeah,
that's what she did.
there's a new lawyer, but there's also the prosecutor filed.
Yeah, to basically keep Kaylee's parents hush by saying that they could be possible witnesses.
Oh, yeah, I've got it right here. Okay. It's pretty long. I mean, we don't have to read it all, but if there's anything new in there.
Yeah. There's.
I don't know if there's any little,
Yeah, I think that I like to just break things down in layman's terms. Basically, Ann Taylor added a new attorney to the docket for her, and he's a really strong litigator. So she's like rocking and rolling. Like she added somebody that can, be ready for this preliminary hearing and who can help litigate. He's really good.
Did you look him up?
Oh, I peeped that.
I haven't looked at that. I haven't looked at anything yet. So let's take a look at these. This is filed by the Thompson, right? Or is this what this is for?
Yeah, no, this is Ann's. This is Ann's.
Oh, this is just Ann's thing. Okay.
So objection to motion to appeal, amend, and or clarify. So
right. So they're saying, no, we don't want that lifted. We want this to continue as is with the gag order.
Yeah, their argument. If you scroll down, you can see what their argument is.
Well, we know what Mr. Gray contends.
Yeah, they're just right there at the beginning there. They're just citing case law.
Yeah.
And then I think the most important part is where right there. If you
this one?
Yeah, where it says this lawyer, yeah.
This lawyer versus non-lawyer distinction is recognized broadly elsewhere, even in cases where the speaker attorney claims not to be involved with the case in question. In Good 821 the Fifth Circuit Court of Appeals considered whether an attorney who routinely communicated with and occasionally passed notes to the defense could be sanctioned for a violation of a non-dissemination order and the Louisiana criminal trial publicity rule because he was not a lawyer associated with the defense or trial participant. This is all citing
we're baking cookies
laws.
over here. So.
Oh, yay. I want some cookies.
Yeah, we're making some, they're like brownies and chocolate chips as one. So, oh yeah, that's just me over here.
Yeah, this is a lot of... Okay, here's the last paragraph. Mr. Gray argues that he will not be, quote, offering up his own opinion regarding the facts surrounding the case, but rather only, quote, serving as his client's spokesperson, can do it to the media and other parties in transmitting the victim's family's thoughts and opinions. Far from mitigating the already tenuous nature of his argument, this signal of intent again places Mr. Gray at odds with Rule 3.6 and Gentile. The court has already exempted Mr. Gray's clients from its order, adequately preserving their First Amendment rights. So does that mean they can talk?
Yeah.
So they were not included as parties. I saw where the judge said, oh, I was confused. I thought they were parties.
Yeah, correct. Like they're not a party of either. Yeah.
But
and
then they went on to say that they could be called as witnesses.
Well, that was something new. So as it kept going here, basically Brian Kohlberger's attorneys did not have any problem with the families speaking out whenever, wherever, like that's their First Amendment rights.
But they don't want Gray.
They don't want him.
Yep. They don't want him speaking out, right?
Yeah. So like right here, Gray truly intends only to voice his client's thoughts and opinions. Then the court's previous exemption has already cured the supposed First Amendment. So like they're basically saying that you're saying that you violated it already.
So they want him held under the gag order, but not the families. The families aren't under it.
Yeah, Mr. Gray's clients may voice these thoughts and opinions themselves, as they have clearly been doing.
Yeah, I saw that.
Yeah, the sole effect of maintaining the court's order in present form in the continued operation.
Thank you, Mike dropping mom.
Mr. Gray is bound by the rules of professional conduct, and the First Amendment does not excuse him from the obligation. So yeah, it was basically like, hey, this is our 2 cents of it. We're going to put this in just so that we can be heard on the matter. So they threw that in there. citing the case law behind it, and that, hey, because they would want Brian Kohlberger's family to have the same right if they want to speak out. If Kaylee's parents want to speak out, siblings. And then I think the curveball there was the whole state then throwing out which is the next document you're going to pull up, which is
is there another one?
Well,
it's just one filed.
It's what the state did today. They filed about having
the objection.
Their potential witnesses. So that was the other piece.
I don't think I have that one.
You don't? Here you go.
Is there anything pertinent in it? Is this the memorandum of points?
It's here, I can send it right to you. There it is. It's coming in hot.
Thank ya.
It's it's just one page, so it's really.
I got it. It's blurry, but I got it. Okay, let's see.
Hey, what is up, guys? I can't wait for our callers.
Oh, I know. We're going to be taking your calls in just a few minutes.
Yeah.
Get ready, guys. Yeah, I don't know if you guys can read that.
I can just at least read it off.
Yeah, can you just run down it for us?
Yeah, sorry. I don't know why. I have no idea why it sent it to you like that. That's some BS right there. Again.
Well, it came through as a HEIC or whatever. I don't even know. Go ahead. It's all right.
Yeah, I sent you my secret file. I, William W. Thompson Jr. He says, number one, basically, I am the elected prosecutor and have served in that position for approximately 30 years. Number two, in that role, I am one of the attorneys representing the state. Number three, the members of the Gonsalves family, who are represented by Mr. Shannon Gray, are potential witnesses in this case, including at trial and or sentencing. So.
New Orleans lady, why are you too shy to call?
Oh, no, she's not.
You can't be too shy to call. We're going to open up those phone lines. Here's the number to call. Now, listen, this is the dealio. Every person gets 3 minutes. And, hey, I want to tell everybody on Twitter, Facebook, and YouTube, happy Friday.
Yes.
Pretty sweet, pretty sweet. So hopefully we'll start getting some more people on those other platforms. But we're going to be taking your calls. That is the phone number. You get 3 minutes. Numero uno, while Lana go gets her chocolate chip brownies out of the oven. You guys get your phones out and let's talk. You get 3 minutes. Tell us what you think. Ask us questions, whatever the case may be. New Orleans lady isn't shy. Is she being a smartass? TGIF. And we've already got a call coming in.
God, I hope it's somebody wanted to take me on a date.
Can you hear it ringing?
I hear it.
All right, sweet.
Call from
The case maybe.
Bonjour, Nancy.
Nancy.
Hi.
Hi. How are you?
Happy Friday. Doing great.
Happy Friday to you as well. Thanks for calling in.
Yeah, I know. I'm excited.
What's on your mind?
Well, I had a question about the black glove that Christmas Senna found at the crime scene in Idaho.
Mm-hmm.
Just the crime scene tape. This is long before we knew anything about Brian Kohlberger. But I haven't heard very much about that. What do you think? How is that going to play into any of this? Do you think that was something that maybe a student threw there, or a red herring of some kind? Or I'm just interested about that.
Yeah, Lana, what do you think of that glove? I know what I think. You go first.
The glove that was found outside the house, right?
Yeah.
Well, first of all, didn't they name it wrong? Or are we talking about the Brian Kohlberger glove in his apartment?
No, the one outside the King Roadhouse.
Okay. And it was found later, correct?
And I actually can't hear Lana on the phone.
You can't hear Lana?
No, I can hear you, but I can't hear Lana.
Oh, I'm not heard.
Oh, shit. What the heck?
Can you hear me? Oh wait, you know what? Something did happen.
What happened?
Can you hear me, Jay?
Yeah, I can hear you.
I maybe because we took the call, then I get like pushed out somehow.
Oh shit.
Have you ever done it with the two people? Can people
No,
out
I
there
haven't.
hear me? Can
I
people?
think
in, like, the
everybody,
crowd
yeah,
hear me?
everybody in the chat can hear you.
Okay. Okay.
Oh,
Yeah, I just can't hear on the phone.
Mike says I hear all three of you.
okay. Well then,
Well, son of a gun.
well you can relay it when I say it. Then you can just relay it.
All
to
right,
her.
should I just put the link in chat instead?
No, I'll just just relate
just-
it to her. So my theory on it is that glove could have been there for eons or whatever. It would be taken in. I think there was only one glove, not two, right?
There was one black glove.
And it wasn't found by law enforcement. It was found by Chris McDonough, right?
Yes.
Yeah.
And it
so
was
then-
after they had already been out there. It was like, was it before or Nancy, was it before or after they expanded the crime scene?
I'm looking at an article. It's dated December 13th.
That would have been after they did November
let's
21st. It was
see.
extended.
Oh, he found it when he was streaming on November 28th. I think was that Thanksgiving?
Yeah, it was right after.
Thanksgiving. Yep. Yeah, because that's when he was there. Yep.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So yeah, I don't
it
think
was
it has
before
anything to do
they
with it.
expanded it.
No, it was they expanded it November 21st.
Yeah.
So they found it
there's an
after.
article
Well, they
I
called it a
uh,
nitrate glove. They said nitrate, but I
Right.
think that it's possible. I mean, this is just me because I know Lana's not as like conspiracy like me. But I think that it's possible that Koberger could have went there and thrown a glove there just to fuck with him.
But his phone didn't ping there
Yeah,
anymore.
that
Or
was-
somebody, maybe one of the accomplices. I don't know.
Yeah,
Yeah,
he was definitely in the area, right?
Yeah, for sure, for sure. All right, well, there's your 3 minutes. Thanks for calling in, Nancy. It was nice to talk to you.
You rock, Nancy.
Thanks. Talk to you as well.
Lana, you go with the flow.
Yeah, that's
Yeah,
my mom's name.
Bye-bye.
Say goodbye to Lana.
Bye, Lana.
Bye, hon. She
Well-
can't even hear me.
I am so sorry. At least the audience can hear you though.
Yeah.
I'm sorry. We'll figure that snafu out.
No, it's good.
It's always a work in progress, you know?
You know it.
It really is. It's something with this loop back that I have that I had to, you'll figure it out. There's all kinds of stupid little programs and shit you got to do to get your sound to
stuff.
come over. And yeah, it's a lot, but you know, it's a work in progress always. Dr. Thrifty says, hello, everyone. Hello, Dr.
What is up,
Thrifty.
Doc? I just refer to him as Doc now. Oh, is
What's
this
up,
another caller?
Doc? No.
Oh, I thought that was like a little ding.
I think she hung up.
Oh, I got so excited.
Why? Can you hear them though?
Oh yeah, I can hear her great.
You can hear her, but she can't hear you.
Yeah,
I gotta figure out why that is.
it's all right. I have a question.
What's your question?
How were the parents or next of kin notified before 5:30 if the coroner didn't go into the house until 5 or 5:30? How was there any official?
Was there any official?
Well, remember, I'm just curious of what time people were notified officially.
Well, yeah, right. I mean, I'm just saying, was there ever an official? Because
Well, remember the Gonsalves said that like a sheriff came to
came to their
their
door.
came to their
Yeah.
door.
Yeah.
And
What was
so,
that,
like-
like 4:30, 5 o'clock?
Yeah, like, I'm just curious actually the time, because I think it's later than what they originally
Well-
thought. Only because how can you do it?
Well, I
Before
think
5,
that
5:30.
in the afternoon, I think it was Lanier maybe that got there, or I don't know if he even went there, but it was Lanier that said in the afternoon, or maybe it was Fry, that there were actually family members at the house outside wanting to know what was going on.
And that would probably
So,
be like, would it be?
Ethan's, maybe?
I just know that you can't touch the body, you can't touch anything. So how are you able to identify exactly who everybody is? Unless because you can't do anything until the coroner goes in. So
Right,
another,
but they
another
did
reason why is why did you leave the coroner? Why did you tell the coroner not to come in until 5 or 5:30? Like, what the heck are you doing?
Yeah. But how did family members are outside wanting to know answers. and they said that it was a somber scene and not necessarily chaotic.
Yeah. So I like for example, like if you have people that sleep over your house, like how do you know like who's in there? Unless like you have to wait to a certain point that you have to start digging through purses, you have to dig through someone's wallet. You get what I'm trying to say? Like you
Yeah.
you wouldn't know
Who's
you
who?
wouldn't you would follow protocol, and protocol would say like we can't touch anything. Like I just did this Sheldon Dieter Jr. case, and once the coroner was there and they started processing the scene, and they were able to like turn the body over and grab the wallet out, and that call came out at like 2:43 in the morning, and it's just like it went in session with like processing a scene. So as far as to give like official notification, you if you're following protocol, you wouldn't be able to do that until the coroner, was in there.
Right. So, I mean, I just think to that scene, and I picture being one of those parents on scene, not knowing what happened inside of my kids in there. I don't picture that to be somber. I picture that to be more of a chaotic,
Well, I think you have
shocking.
It just depends on were the people that were actually the ones that called 911 and the witnesses, did they actually go around and see all the bodies? Were they, you know what I mean? Or did they end up going down to the station right after to go give their statements? I'm just curious of like how they conducted their police protocol with the witnesses. You got your roommates that are there. You have people that they called over that were there. And then did you
take them all to the station?
Exactly. And
then interview them?
Did you like separate them and interview? Exactly. So if you truly think about it, I don't know if people ran from the scene. I don't know what they did, but that's all going to come to light on how they went about that. But
how it was all initially
handled.
Like
there's your protocol. What's your protocol? You have people there to,
Well, do they have a protocol?
Yes.
I mean, do they know the protocol is the question.
Well,
yeah,
they know the protocol.
That's a whole nother.
It's and I think that if you go back and listen to the words of the Gonsalveses from the beginning, they said they have to find a different, waiting around to hear something, and no one's telling us anything. Well, the reason why is because they didn't have the official, like, they weren't even to that point. Like the coroner, why didn't the coroner go in before 5 or 5:30? Because if the coroner goes in earlier, then
maybe she was down at the street party on Main Street and she didn't get home till then.
Well,
I mean, that just sounds like the kind of town it is. Like, sorry, Linda was at the fair.
Yeah, this is what I cover though in episode 3 of this documentary that I'm doing.
When is episode 3 coming out?
Sunday night. So Sundays it's at 9 and Sundays it's at 6.
Sunday night. Are you live too to talk about it? Or are you premiering?
Yeah, it'll be both because it's before the Super Bowl. Wow.
Oh, the Super Bowl is Sunday? Wow. I didn't realize it was already Sunday.
Yes, it's the Sunday. Are you placing any bets like on like the coin toss? They're called what are they called? For the Super Bowl, you can bet like on, is the coin toss going to be heads or tails? Will the national anthem go over or under like 2.5 minutes?
Oh my gosh. No, none of that for me this year.
Okay. Yeah.
I used to get squares when I worked. We had like squares I'd buy.
Yeah.
But I didn't even realize it was already, I can't believe it's February.
Yeah.
And I have to say happy birthday to Heather.
Happy birthday,
My
Heather.
best friend from kindergarten turns 50 today. Yep.
50?
And we were texting earlier and I was like, you realize we've known each other for 46 years now. I can't even, saying that just sounds weird.
Yeah.
But yeah, rock on. Happy birthday.
Makes you sound old. Halfway to 100.
You a liar. Yeah. I'm not 50 yet. Beat. Got a few more months. Under my belt. Someone in chat said, when did they remove the bodies? And why have we not seen any footage of any vehicles or anything like that? What do you think? Do you think they did? I think they did it covertly. and probably at night, because they wouldn't
Oh.
want a spectacle, right?
Well, it wasn't. If you think about it, I don't know how soon you think media was there. You'd have to ask the people that were the local media when they got on
True.
scene. You know what I'm saying? So the people
That's
that
true.
you know who would be best to ask that is to ask the local media when they arrived on scene, and how long they were there, because local, But the people that you would think that would have that, to be honest, would be neighbors that were recording with their phones, friends that were there that were recording.
And they're obviously not going to release that, probably. So,
well, I'm surprised that none of that has surfaced in terms of friends, like, maybe not even like the words friends, but like neighbors. I mean, you know how much probably like TMZ or somebody would pay for that?
yeah, we
I'm
always
just
see it.
saying,
I
I'm
mean,
just saying.
we saw it with Gabby Petito.
Yeah, like
We
worthy
see-
neighbors.
But we see it all the time. Yeah, I mean, I get it. Brian Netton didn't go there until later, so that's a good point.
Yeah,
I think
so-
we have to remember that like the massive media frenzy didn't occur in those first 3 days, maybe first
Yeah.
2 days. So I
Yeah.
think that's why they keep saying like they're questioning how they handled the first 48 hours. The most crucial time of the investigation is what
Well, and if
what they're questioning here.
Yeah, and if you think about it, what went out over the scanner was just an unconscious person. It's not like shots fired. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
An unconscious person, and that's something that would always come up. Like, there's unconscious people all the time over there.
Who do you think Chief is side-eyeing in this picture?
Oh, I have no idea. Probably the reporter that lied and said she was a reporter when she wasn't.
Oh, probably the one that stood up and said, "Do you have any proof that it's not a female?" And they called her a fake reporter. She's not a fake reporter. She's one of us.
You know what? I don't even know who that is.
I don't either. But she did ask an interesting question after she asked the female question. Did you catch that? This is interesting. She said, "Is it true that the knife may have come from ROTC?" I was like, what? I was like, where the hell did that come from? Why is this woman who nobody knows who she is standing there asking about ROTC? Like, it was never even brought up.
Mm-hmm.
So I thought that was interesting that she asked that question. I was like,
Well,
does she know something we don't?
And I just wanted everybody to know that, like, I think that there's nothing wrong with this gag order. And in fact, what people need to pay attention to is when it is being violated. Like, that's the whole point, is to like protect our rights. I mean, how does Brian Kohlberger's WSU, if that is actual correct information, how does that get leaked? And WSU is saying that they didn't leak it. So that would come from the police. Like, where would that come from? That comes from the prosecution. If it didn't come from, where does that come from? If WSU is saying, we didn't give that out, we have no idea how that got out.
Yeah, that's what I'm wondering. Who's doing all these leaks?
And that's what, like, the whole point of all of this is to not have prejudices against somebody that's, basically this is going to be a death penalty case. I mean, I don't see it not being, unless they cut some type of a deal where show us where the knife is, tell us how it all went down, and we'll spare your life or something like that. But I don't see any deals being made. I think this is going the distance, and I think that it needs to, because I think that that's the only way that the truth could possibly come out. Again, that's just my opinion. But as far as like there being a gag order, this is so high profile, and they don't want to ruin, their chances at their conviction. And you have to ask yourself, if that is true documents, where did that come from?
Exactly. Mandy Joe says they have to have footage of people coming and going if they have footage of the Elantra. And I think we talked about that yesterday. Like,
yes and no.
Do they have footage of him getting out, or can they see his face?
Well, the only reason I say yes and no to that is because, remember, this is all circumstantial when it comes to the Elantra. So they're talking about when it enters the neighborhood. So that would be on a camera that's like, could be a couple houses down. And if they see the white alarm truck, because they say entering the King Road neighborhood.
Mm-hmm.
So based off of what I've pathed out, I got 2 houses in mind that could be. And then where it's making like the turn down at 500 Queen 52, I believe that that's a camera on Land Lane. So it's in terms of seeing people come in and out, I think that that's the problem. I think that actually hurts the prosecution, because why aren't you stating that? If you're seeing somebody, maybe you don't know what they look like, but you have like a figure that you can at least say is walking in there.
Well, yeah, I mean, yeah. And speaking of saying what someone looks like, how in the hell are they going to? How is this going to stand up in court? Right, like Dylan's account. He was about 5'10" with bushy eyebrows. So when we got a caller.
Yeah.
From Joanne McLean.
Hey, how you doing?
Pretty good.
Hi.
Is this on the Idaho thing?
Yeah, what you got? What's on your mind?
Okay, what I was wondering is when the 2 police officers went into the room, or I think Maddie was, and where that knife, what's it called? The holder?
The sheath.
The sheath,
sheath?
yep.
The sheath, but both those officers didn't see the sheath the first time they went in there.
Right.
But then I guess when they came in later, they saw it. So how come they wouldn't see it if it was right by her body?
Yeah, I wondered that too. Lana, what do you got to say about that?
I think it's going to be interesting
Who,
to
me?
hear.
No, Lana.
Can she hear me or no? I don't think anybody can. I think
Yeah.
that,
No,
I think
the
it's gonna
audience can hear you for sure. Go ahead.
Okay.
I think it's
so
gonna
I
be-
was wondering about that because that seems awful odd. It seems
Yeah.
like so many things are going on, like a cover-up.
You think it seems like a cover-up? Why do you think it's a cover-up? Like, what makes you think that?
I think that because I think that little town, I think everybody's in on the drug thing. Selling drugs. And like the cops that go over there all the time, okay, maybe they're buying drugs from there, or I don't know.
You
I
just
know
feel like
that-
something's off, right?
Yes.
Yeah.
I think something's off, and even with the kids in the other sororities, something big's going on, and I think the town is involved.
So you think that there's going to be like this massive like overhaul, possibly?
Mhm.
Interesting. We kind of talked about that a little bit yesterday with Lana.
Yeah.
That
Did you?
Yeah, because Moscow Police Department just put a tweet 2 days ago that they're hiring and interviewing
wow.
immediately. Yeah, they're like, Johnny on the spot. Like, come on in. Like, we're doing interviews this afternoon.
And then the other thing that bothered me was, that guy, the hoodie man, he told those girls, hey, they're going to get you guys. Okay, that same night that they ended up being killed.
Yeah.
And then she said, what did you tell Adam, or who was it?
Yeah, what did you tell? Yeah, what did
and
you
she
say
said,
to Adam?
I told everything. So I'm wondering if she had told him that they weren't going to get back together, because she was trying to get back to him when she was calling, maybe so that he wouldn't be so upset, or I don't know. I thought maybe they found out that they were selling drugs downstairs and she wasn't supposed to tell. I have no idea.
Right. I
But
wonder
it
that
just
too. I
seems
wonder
so
if that
strange.
wasn't something that, she wasn't supposed to tell and it was pretty pertinent.
Yeah,
I'm
and
not
then
sure.
they went and got those tattoos, okay? And I think that's a Luminari thing, with the different sororities. Maybe they keep your mouth shut, because both the girls got that on their, see, Maddie and them have that.
All right. You know
And
what?
then-
Thank you for calling in,
Okay.
hon. We've got
Okay,
another
thank
call
you.
coming in. Thanks.
Okay.
You did
Bye-bye.
great. She did great. That was
She
great.
She did.
She's on point.
Pam.
Pam.
I've sent the caller to voicemail. Goodbye.
Wait, what?
Uh-oh. Whoa. What happened, Pam? Call me back, Pam. Don't go. Don't go. Yeah, Yeah, but
you know what? I liked her last comment there about the tattoos. I'm glad she brought that up really quick. Is you usually get tattoos. Someone dies in your family. You have like the cancer. You want to remember your mom or this, that, or the other. But here you have. I mean, this is just like a shocking, tragic. Oh my gosh! And your first thoughts at some point, or second or third or fourth or fifth thoughts are, we're going to go get tattoos.
When did they get them?
They got them early on, within 2 weeks. This is when they were still on social media.
But I think that's normal. And the only reason I say that is because I have personal experience. My son lost somebody as a teenager. He was there when she died, and he got a tattoo like the next week.
Yeah, by himself, right? Did he go
him and his buddy? Nope, him and his buddy.
Okay, was it murder?
It was a hit and run, so kind of.
Okay.
It was like a no answer kind of thing, like you're just wondering why, and I think that it helped.
Yeah, like you're not being like you're not a like.
But it was also his girlfriend, so
yeah, like exactly.
That's different. Yeah,
I just feel like, how do I say to you, Jay? Hey, do you want to go get tattoos? Like, who's gonna bring that up? Hey, do you want to go get tattoos? Like, that would be the last thing in my mind, is to go get tattoos.
Yeah, I don't know.
You get what I'm trying. Like, I would be like, I want to know who did this to my friends. Who did this to my friends?
I think that I don't think that doesn't strike me as that.
But she makes a really good point by saying, let's put out a reminder here. Let's go get these tattoos that mean X, Y, and Z. And it's like, just a reminder of our secrecy that's out there. Because once you're in a sorority, like, you're a sorority sister for life. Your secrets, you're not supposed to talk about anything.
I think you're going too deep with it. I think that for people that get tattoos, like, if they actually if they have a meaning, I think it makes total sense. And if they lost their friends or whatever, I don't know how close they were, so I don't know. Now, if it comes out they weren't very close, yes, I think that's weird.
The whole world is wondering how you slept through a massacre, and you're out getting tattoos. So now what I compare it to is it Amanda Knox. People wanting to just crucify her because she was kissing her boyfriend at the scene afterwards, and her behavior. So,
well, they got the same tattoo as Maddie. I know someone said it was Illuminati or something.
Yeah, I don't think it's Illuminati. I think it's interesting. I think it's very.
It is.
I don't know how I bring it up to you to say, like, let's go get
Call from
tattoos.
Tina.
What's that, Tina?
Oh, I thought she said Gina. Tina?
Gina.
Gina. Hey, Gina.
Hello, how are you?
I'm good. How about you? Say hello to Lana.
Hi, Lana. I'm in love with you.
Oh, no.
I am. I have a secret crush on her. I with YouTube. I just started watching you when Lana started going on.
Why is no one ever in love with me? Why are they always in love with her? No one ever calls us. Oh my God, I love you.
It's
Friday.
Friday.
I love you.
Love you too, Gina.
She's really lovable. She is.
She has that look. I don't know.
Oh, lordy.
She's got the look. She's got it.
No, what you guys thought about a connection with Brent.
Mm-hmm. Oh, yeah, let's talk Brent.
Yeah, let's talk Brent. And also the lead investigator, Payne, and that whole connection thing.
Yeah.
Because and the father bringing up how Brent was shot twice on the pullovers. Like, I feel like there's like a big connection with that. Like, maybe Brian set Brent up, or there has to be some kind of connection, I feel, because why would his father keep bringing it up every time they got pulled over?
Yeah,
and
I
why
thought
would
it was
they
interesting
shoot
too.
To kill, Like they evacuated the buildings
I agree.
and he let the roommates go right away. So why did they shoot to kill him unless it was like, I feel like they needed to cover something up.
And okay, so my thoughts on that are two things. It could be, to me, one of two things. A, Brent's really not dead, and they wanted Brian to think he was, and he's maybe a witness or something to that effect, because in the very beginning, I got the audio from that SWAT. I don't know if you listened to it, Gina, but
I didn't. How do I find that?
I'll put it in the chat after we're
Okay.
done here so you can listen to it. So it's 9 hours total. It starts at like 8:30 p.m. and and it doesn't wrap up until the next morning.
Yeah, it was like 3:00 in the morning.
And yeah, and all these people are standing outside when they got kicked out.
Right.
Like, So I have that whole
Brian leaves like the same time almost. It wraps up.
Right.
Or he gets pulled over.
Yep. It's like, I
all
better
like-
get out of here, or
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah.
At first, you know what I thought it could have been? I thought that maybe it was a bogus call that this Brent was suicidal or not suicidal, going to kill his roommates. Okay. I thought that was like Brian setting him up, like
Plotting. Yeah.
knowing
yeah.
that he's like PTSD, that he's going to be triggered.
Right, that's what I said.
Yes.
Uh-huh.
Because like, who isn't going to be triggered if you have PTSD with
exactly
the SWAT team at your house, right? So, yeah, so the guy, when you listen to the audio, you're going to be shook, girl, because not only does it not sound like a SWAT event, because they're talking about cappuccinos and giggling on the line.
They are.
But yeah, like the one girl's like, oh my God, I left my cappuccino in my cup holder. Can you get it for me, please? That
Oh
is
my
that-
God, I didn't even know there was an audio.
Oh,
on
yeah.
that.
So there's 9 hours, and I went through and cut out most of the silence that I could and trimmed it down to 5 hours. So,
Oh my God, I
Yes.
didn't even know there was a theory that he's still alive.
well, I'm
think
just saying
maybe
that,
he
like,
was-
well,
I
they mentioned
thought that
informant.
Brett... Huh?
They mentioned informant.
Right.
And I mean, this 37-year-old man's living in student housing.
That's
Why?
what I said. Why would he be living in student housing, right?
So I don't know. Like, he was
So
in the
I-
army. I don't know what he went on to do after that. Like, maybe
His email address is Brent
FBI
420.
informant or...
Brent 420.
Because then
Yeah, Bud Friendly. Yeah, here I can read
Then
it for you.
Payne, the lead detective, he was in the same airborne division in Afghanistan. I mean, it was different.
Yeah, you know who
years.
else? You know who else was? Brett
Someone else-
Payne's brother, Kyle.
Yes.
And they look like twins.
Yes. Like, it's all like...
Okay, you want me to
And
send
then-
you down a rabbit hole, honey? Listen to this one.
Oh, God, yes.
I got a message
Yes,
on Facebook.
please.
Okay, so I gotta send these to you, Lana. I talked to our girl. I can't remember her name, Ashlyn, or the girl from Facebook that posted on Pullman.
Oh, great.
Yeah, we talked a little bit last night. I'll just send you all of them. But just a little bit of it was, she was saying that Brent and Kyle are brothers or twins, and that Brett actually died in a car wreck. This is what I'm being told. That
It's a different
Brett,
Brent, though. I looked it up. I found the.
you did look up the other Brent, Lana?
Yeah, I found it.
Okay, so she's telling me that Brett died in a car accident, and then Kyle took his identity.
What?
Yeah, and that he's living as Brett, but they'd have the same DNA. So
I'm just
There's
wondering.
lots of-
God.
Where was
lots
any
of crazy
neighbors?
stuff.
Where were the neighbors? Where were like the neighbors we
Because I
interviewed on
know-
that SWAT?
Like,
wait, hold on.
Lana's Big...
Gina,
Okay.
hold on. I know you can't hear Lana. It's a disaster, but
Okay.
she's gonna say something. Hold on. Go ahead.
So the two things about the whole SWAT situation is, number one, they switched from rubber bullets to regular bullets. Why? Number two, who are these roommates that never spoke out and like saying like, oh my God, thank you so much, Pullman, for saving our lives, nothing like that. Who are the neighbors that like were ever like interviewed? Like no one. It's like, where's the media interviewing anybody that
Right. So
lived
she's
there?
saying, like, where's the media interviews with the neighbors, with the people around there? And there really were none except for Jeremy.
Yeah.
We had Jeremy. And Jeremy said he was going to go down there and give his own DNA to be ruled out.
And then the last thing is that you know,
Right,
like your
and
police.
my
Wait, hold
other
on, Gina.
thing-
Hold on, Gina.
Okay.
I'm sorry.
And then the last thing would be is that your police officers, you know that this guy has, you know, a past with the military and serving our country. The last thing that you want to do is take out a vet. So like you're going to try to do everything you can to not, you know, take him alive. You know what I'm saying?
Okay, so she's saying, you know, they would have done everything they could to not take out a vet. You know, like that.
Right.
Yeah, it's like the worst case scenario happened, and it's just kind of ironic.
And there was nothing. The only thing you could find about Brent is that little small obituary thing.
That's it.
And
And he has
she was
family.
saying-
He has family down south where Brian drove as well.
And she was saying how it was weird that there were 60 FBI people there. Like the second this case started, and I was thinking maybe there was the sting like Brent was part of the sting and Payne was part of this. Maybe they were all part of this sting to bring the
Right. It
town
could be.
corruption down.
Yeah, it could be. It
But-
sounds like there's a lot of corruption. All right, Gina, we've got another call. I want to thank you for
All right.
calling.
Thank you.
Take care.
I'll be in with you next week.
Call from
Sinead.
to accept. Press.
Sinead.
Oh my God, Jay!
Oh my gosh, Sinead.
JJ!
Do you guys know each other?
Yeah, how you doing, babe?
I wasn't at the dentist today.
Okay, well, that's good. Last time Lana, she called in, she had been at the dentist, and everyone was like, oh my God, what's this lady on? She's like, I went to the fucking dentist. Leave me alone.
That's awesome.
Okay, Laura.
So what's on your mind, Sinead? You got 3 minutes. What's up?
Oh, 3 minutes. Okay. I want to thank you and thank Lana
Oh, thank you.
for your investigation, personal investigation into these what has happened. I may be a wee bit controversial, as you know, but I do believe, and you can cut me off if you want. I don't mind. I'll still love you. I believe the police are involved. They know exactly what happened. They know exactly what was going on. I'm questioning even my own sanity. Are these kids alive or are they past? I know I've watched Mr. Gonzalez and the sadness and the heartbreak, but there is something not right, and there's something not sitting right. And I'm phoning from Ireland, and I just don't pick up the phone at this time at night to ring a live show unless I'm so, my heart's in it.
So this is like what I said the other day. What keeps you up at night? This is the kind of shit that keeps you up at night. Basically.
Yes, I heard you. And you're in your own country. I'm not in your country. I used to live in Boston. But all I know is that there's something seriously wrong with everything. And I watch Truth and Transparency. Thank you, Lana.
Oh, Lana, she love you.
Oh, thank you.
She says thank you.
The way she maps it out, because I'm a visual person, the way she maps it out and this and that, and oh my God, it all equals
She does some amazing digging and research, doesn't she?
And so do you as well. Like, this is what brought me to YouTube really at the start. You remember?
I remember.
But I just want, I'm so passionate, and everyone is, and about this, and you know, but I'm trying to get my words out. 3 minutes.
No, you're okay. You're doing great.
Really, really, really see that policeman. He's more. Oh God, I hope I'm allowed to say this and cut me off.
You
if
can
I'm not.
feel however you want.
He's more of a suspect than Koberger.
Which one do you think? Which policeman?
Payne. I wrote Payne.
Payne.
Oh, Payne. Oh, I'm sorry.
Sorry,
Payne. Baby, I thought you were saying Pam. Lana she screamed in my ear. She's like,
I'm so
Payne.
sorry. I'll talk. Okay, I'll go into Boston if you want.
Oh, God, an Irish Boston person.
Yeah, I lived in Boston.
No, I hear what you're saying. I do. I understand what
Can
you're
you
saying.
ask her if she likes Bailey's in her coffee?
Lana has a question.
See that report? See that report that he wrote?
Yes.
Or he written?
Yeah.
I
Sinead.
wrote as a.
Sinead.
It's going to be a pain in the breaking prosecutor's ass.
Hey, Sinead.
Yeah.
Hey, listen, Lana has a question for you.
Oh,
I have to relay it. Okay. So she wants to know if you like Bailey's in your coffee.
And Jameson.
Well, I used to. I used to have Bailey's in my tea.
In
my coffee.
Yes.
In anything you want.
Anything you straight out the bottle too, baby.
Exactamundo. I would have Bailey's. I'm sober now. I'm completely teetotal.
I love you, Sinead. I really do. And I love when you call in, and I don't want to cut you off, but I've got two other people that tried to call in while you were talking, but thank you so much. And don't ever apologize for how you feel, because I think if you have a gut feeling, you need to listen to that. And I think that all too many times we blow off our gut feeling, in all, walks of what we do during the day. And I think that we need
you said it. I've listened to you. Never blow off your gut feeling.
Really? Don't.
You've helped me through so much. Last year I was going through my abuse trial. And I watched you. Do you not remember? And he was found guilty. And I became a member, and then something happened, and I didn't know what happened. But I really, absolutely, I used to ring in the loads and say, now, it's just you.
Oh,
that's it.
You are a survivor, Sinead, and you know what?
I'm a survivor. I'm gonna
and you're the most genuine person. I would call news person.
Oh, that's so nice of you to say. And you know what?
You are the news. You are the news now.
Oh, Lord. Yeah, we kind of are, aren't we? It's
you hearted it.
Yeah.
It has totally flipped.
I don't watch the news anymore.
I know.
It's all scripted. I watch you.
You see YouTubers getting the news is getting their news from, or getting the report from YouTubers.
And do you know what? Do you remember in the olden days, or even now, the police asked for people's help, and it was actually people that nearly solved it for the police.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I mean, YouTubers found Gabby, right?
Exactly. Now it's happening. Now in modern days, it's happening with you.
All right, Sinead, we've got another one coming in, hon.
I love you so much.
I love you. Get some sleep, babe.
And you and Lana make a brilliant team.
Oh, thank you.
Call from
Aubrey.
Hello, Aubrey. How you doing?
I'm doing good. Thank you. How are you?
Good. What's on your mind?
So I had more of a question for Lana, because I just listened to her episode on Enon that she had the other day. And
okay, I'm gonna relay it. So go ahead.
Okay.
Oh, I can hear her.
Okay. There is food truck video going around, and they're saying that Enon was in that video, and she didn't touch on any of that. So I was just kind of curious to what she thought about the him being in the food truck video, and whether or not, because he's with a female in that video, and he had mentioned that his interview with Hidden True Crime, that he has like a lady friend, and I was wondering if anyone had ever kind of confirmed that they were in that food truck video or not.
Yeah. If you want to if you want to listen to YouTube and listen to her, if you want to hop down and listen, because you won't be able to hear her, unfortunately, on panel. So she's going to get into what she's got. Okay. All right. Thanks for calling in, hon.
Thank you.
All right.
Thank you, Aubrey.
Yeah. Thanks. Bye.
Okay, there you go.
I just sent you the picture to your text message, like the 2 pictures that people are talking about. The reason I didn't touch, so I just text them to you. The reason I haven't touched on this is I'll show you guys what everybody's talking about. And great question there. But the reason I didn't touch on it is I don't try to speak on things that I don't know. I like to do as much research as I can. And it's about, do you think that this is him? Here's a picture. I think I sent you 2.
Yeah, there's one.
Mm-hmm. And this is what people are talking about. Is it him? Is it not him? I would love for them to find those articles in like his room, his
call from.
But I think it's very interesting because could it be him? Absolutely.
Voicemail.
But
press 2.
It's a matter
this is.
But that's it.
Hey, you're live on air. Hello.
Jay?
Yeah, that's me.
That's you.
Who am I talking to?
I just wanted to. This is Trixie's.
Oh, hey, Trixie.
Tracy, cousin
Hey, you.
Tracy.
Hi, cousin Tracy.
I just wanted to call in because I didn't want you to feel that. I just wanted to call in and say, Jay, I love you.
Oh, I got a love today. Oh, I feel complete now.
Yes.
All right. Thank you. All right. Thanks, hon. Bye.
That's awesome.
All right, here we've got another one. Suspected spam, it says.
Oh gosh.
Call from
Upstate Housewife.
Oh, she's good. Put her
Okay.
through.
press 1.
Yo, you're live on the air.
Hey guys, what's going on?
Hey, who am I talking to?
It's Upstate Housewife.
Hey,
New
Upstate.
York.
TNT,
How
what's
are
up,
you?
girl?
Listen, a couple of things.
Yeah, go ahead.
I just want to tell Lana, I have a lot of federal agents in my family genome, and I think that you would be perfect. Secondly, Enon Harsh, okay? I guarantee you that this dude has fled the country because if you look at his Reddit, all right?
Yeah.
This guy was like, oh, I used to sell drugs to them. I was their dealer. You know what I mean? Blah, blah, blah. And now ghost, nothing from him at all. Not a comment, because you can go on his Reddit and see every comment he's ever made.
Yeah, he's very active. He's
I've
juggling
gone to
fire
it
in
and not,
Miami.
he hasn't even logged on since the day, I think it was the 21st.
I was going to ask, has
December.
he even posted anything lately?
No, nothing.
I thought he was
Not
posting on.
logged
He has a
not
YouTube
nothing.
channel.
So I bet you my man took off to like Syria or something, okay? Because I'll tell you right now, homie's got something to be with it, because I know for a fact that I bet you any amount of money that Koberger, one of the security guards from the school, and this dude got together and befriended each other. They were hanging out, doing drugs, popping off. And then what happened is shit went to hell real quick in a handbag. And I know it. Listen, I sit in my driveway at night, okay?
Mm-hmm.
And I'm out here smoking a cigarette, and all of a sudden, like, the wind will blow and something will move, and I'll jump just like a bitch, like, freaking out. Because I'm waiting to hurt somebody right now, because, like, it's scary.
It is. I feel
I
the
love
same
her.
freaking way. I'm not even going to lie.
I'm not even playing. Like, when T-Rev says lock your doors, I got ADT to come into my house since this whole thing happened, because I got a little, and I'm not paranoid, but I got a little nervous. You know what I mean?
Right.
But anyway, yeah. I can't applaud you girls enough for what you do.
Aw, thank you.
I think you guys
You're
are
good people.
amazing. But also I do believe, who in their right mind hears some crazy shit going on, like fucking DM, whatever her name is, right? And 3 times you go to the door and you don't do anything. Now Banfield wants to say, oh, well, she hollered out, shut it up, it's late. No, that bitch didn't, okay? You know what she did? Listen, I don't even think she was at the crib at the time it happened. I think she was out in the street with Koberger and the security guard and this Enon Harsh guy, and I think they were all chilling out. She was probably like, the bang chick, you know what I mean, or whatever, and they were all getting high, and then she didn't know what to do with herself.
Ask her if she thinks there'd be some Heidi Fleiss going on.
Okay, hold on. Lana has a question for you. What is it, Lana?
Ask her if she knows who Heidi Fleiss is.
Do you know who Heidi Fleiss is?
Yes.
Do you think that the house could have been like, acting like a bunch of Heidi Fleisses? Like,
do you think the house, they could have been acting like a bunch of like Heidi Fleiss's girls?
Oh, 1,000%.
Like taking
Are you bugging? Of course they were.
Do you think that's why they were all dolled up?
They were all dolled up because they were like, it was like coming to Barbie's house. Okay.
But what were they dolled up for? Like they're just hanging out at college.
They were getting it in. Because not only was everybody in there involved in selling drugs, doing drugs, but what do you think? How do you think it was paying and bankrolling the whole shit?
You mean like paying for like what, the house and shit?
Yeah, where was my girl getting the money for the range? Where?
Mm-hmm.
Well, work.
I've extra job at the Greek Hut or wherever.
I've said that all along. I'm like, there's no way you're at a coffee shop. You're making.
Well, what I mean, can I say something?
Families are just regular people, middle class.
Okay, hold on. Upstate, Lana's got something to say.
Well, what I mean by it is like to take OnlyFans to like an OnlyFans 2.0, where if you really truly think about it, what better? I mean, look at a sorority and just keeps pumping out girls, and that's like basically you have an endless supply of you're re-upping and renewing with just girls keep coming through the different sororities,
right? So basically what she's
basically
saying,
like an OnlyFans, but that it could have gotten taken to like a different type of a level, that the next thing you don't realize is that it's considered sex trafficking. Like when you pay for, I mean, that's what it's called. And see, I think people get that mixed up with like human trafficking. You have to like keep the different, you have to like talk about things.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like people think.
Yeah. She's talking about like sex trafficking versus human trafficking, and how this OnlyFans thing could have gotten out of hand, right?
Yeah, it just leads to things.
Because listen.
Yeah, I mean, once you're dabbling with something, it can easily take a turn. All it takes is one thing.
That can go deep as the abyss real quick, okay?
Exactly. Yep.
And I bet you that I think they all formed like Voltron when they knew some shit happened and they were trying to clean up.
Sex trafficking is not literally human trafficking. That's not true.
I really think that they were bankrolling their lives this way because they found a niche. They found something that they could do that was, bad, but not really extra too bad until it really got bad, okay? And it started off on an innocent kind of joke way, but they ended up, money is the root of all evil. And the minute that they saw they were getting money hand over fist, it was a wrap.
Yeah, money's a killer motivator.
It was a wrap.
We've got another call coming in. I hate to cut you off because I love what you're saying. You're awesome, Upstate. Call in again next time we do this. All right, love you. Bye.
All right, have a good day. Bye.
I just
call from.
Sorry.
Yes.
Hey, you're live.
Hi.
Hey, what's on your mind?
So I just had a quick question, or I wanted to get your thoughts on it. So after the murders happened, and they called the police showed up, did whatever they do. Wouldn't they have interviewed Dylan first to find out the time frame between like when the murders would have occurred? I can't figure out why they would have released initially that they occurred between 3 and 4 a.m. I just assumed they would have talked to Dylan and then she would have said that she woke up at 4 a.m. So it seems like they didn't know what time the murders occurred. Then they would say, 2 to 6 a.m. or whatever.
Do you think that they could say that she was too distraught to talk at the moment when they got there?
Yeah, and if that were the case, then I would assume they would, broaden that time frame.
Stated that.
Have it so narrow. Yeah, they would say, okay, we don't know when the murders occurred. it occurred between,
Oh, they were
1
dead
a.m.
ass. Like
and-
it was between 3 and 4, like
right.
it was not after 4. And then all of a sudden now it's 4 and 4. What is it? 4:25?
Yeah, between 4 and 4:25.
4 and 4:25 is what they changed it to. And it's like, if that was the only thing that they backpedaled on, I guess I wouldn't. Maybe like once the coroner looked at the bodies and kind of determined a different time of death, and if Dylan was sleeping, maybe she had her times off, something like that. But what I found interesting and what Lana and I talked about yesterday was that in that affidavit, I think it was you, Lana, I was talking to about it. In the affidavit, it says everyone was in their rooms or sleeping by 4 a.m.
Yeah, like for someone to say that.
Yeah, that's like, okay,
Like, who's telling you that?
we have packaged this up and tied it with a bow, and everybody was in their rooms or sleeping by 4. Like, who says that?
Yeah,
right.
that's what
and I don't know how Dylan would know that they're asleep or, in their rooms.
Unless
Right.
she was up.
But doesn't it kind of sound like something that someone might relay? Like, okay, it happens to be 4 o'clock, and like, oh, I'm gonna text someone and be like, okay, everybody's in their rooms. Like,
right, yeah.
Maybe
Yeah.
someone was planning on coming in for another reason and it went bad. I don't know.
And Dylan.
Well,
did
somebody
post
came
at
in there with
2:33
they were
a.m.
armed to
because
kill.
he
They had their own knife. They had their.
Wait, hold on one second.
Sorry.
I'm sorry. No, Lana's talking. I'm sorry. Hold on one sec.
I feel bad. She can't hear me.
I know.
I'm saying that one of the things we have to keep on top of everything is that they didn't. This was planned. This was planned to the point that you're coming in that house with your weapon, with your gloves, with your your clothes to protect.
Right. So she's saying like that person came armed to kill. Like they had a motive.
But I think what everybody
didn't-
also needs to think about as well is number one that, but number two is that you see a cars. You see all the cars that are there. You see, if there's possibly lights on, it's like, how do you know that people aren't in the living room? How do you know that everybody?
Right. So when the person or persons went in there, how were they so comfortable going in? How did they know that they weren't going to run into? Yeah, like they weren't going to run into someone, or they weren't going to be seen if lights were on. Or
it feels like there wasn't that fear. Yeah. There wasn't that fear. Like it's almost
like there was no apprehension.
They knew going in there, like it wasn't.
Right.
We don't need
for the time frame that the cops say 3 to 4 is just so specific, and it makes me think that they, there's a reason they said that 3 to 4.
Think about this: you can't call the cops and say, "Come help us with our drug issues that we're having with."
But
somebody's trying to steal our money.
But you know what happened? If you look back on other crimes like BTK, he would turn the heat up before he left, so that it would fuck with the time of death.
Right.
So
but I don't think. Okay, so like you think the coroner had a part in that?
I mean,
no.
If the door was left open and it's cold outside, it's going to be hot as hell in the upstairs floor. That's where all the heat's going to go. So I don't know if that would have, screwed up a time of death. If maybe some of them were killed earlier. I think it's possible that whoever was there was already there.
Right.
When they got home.
Because Lana pointed out earlier that the car had just pulled up and done all this turns at 4:04, so they wouldn't even be out of the car in the house until
exactly.
4:10 or something.
I feel like somebody was already in there, and that was just their ride or something.
You guys also we're going what time they're saying that is. I don't think that's when it happened.
Hold on. You guys are both talking. I'm sorry. Go ahead, Lana.
Also, we're going off of like that's when we think that happened. Based off of what they're trying to say, they're trying to squeeze in this little ordeal happening in such a small window. Like, I don't think that it went down like that at all. This was like, this could have been in terms of why couldn't it be anybody that would have come after 4:30, or why couldn't it be one of the cars that came, before 3:29 and had dropped some people off, and then did somebody come back there? Was there already a car there? But I think the most important thing is that this person or people weren't in there opening and closing doors, going around and looking for people. They knew exactly where and what they needed to do.
Yeah.
And that's where I think that it's targeted.
Okay, so she's saying that it was completely planned. They knew exactly what they were going to do, where they were going to go. They knew the layout of the house, and they had a plan. And I agree with that because we know that Kohberger is a planner, right? From what we've heard. Like, I think that the planning of this would have been like the most extensive thing.
Okay, but
the pre-planning.
I wouldn't even look at I wouldn't even say the name Kohlberger. I would just say it in general.
Well, I don't mean yeah. Whoever is involved. I'm sorry. Okay,
Can
we
I-
have another call coming in, hon. I'm sorry for the cluster with the audio.
No,
All right.
thanks for taking the call.
Thanks for your question.
Great. Bye.
All right.
I think that's so funny that people also were pegging this time of death and time of crime at that time. I think it's gonna be really interesting what the ME has to say on that. And there is no such thing, what someone's saying in chat, that there wasn't cars coming after 420. That's not even in the PCA.
What did
It's not
they
even-
say?
Like that no other cars came after 420. That's even more so of if you're actually investigating this case thoroughly and looking at all possibilities, then you would look directly at who was in that home. For you to start eliminating that type of stuff, you have to believe in the story that you're told.
Like the last caller just said, right? You would think they would have known a time frame based on talking to Dylan right away.
Yeah, I'm trying to say here though, think about why you can't call the cops. I can't call the cops and be like, "Hey, you guys need to come over here. I have a guy that's trying to get my money and my drugs." You can't when drug dealers get robbed, you can't call the cops and be like, "Hey, dude, that guy just took freaking 20 pounds of marijuana from me." Like, wait, what? No, you can't call for stuff like that. So, if people were in that home and it was at some point it got rowdy or whatever, and people were arguing about something, and it was okay, I'm going to bed, I'm not dealing with this, and then people went to bed or whatever. We don't know what was going on prior to, and you can't kind of call the cops and say X, Y, and Z is going on, and people just took this or took that or took whatever. Did you not think that it was anything big, crazy going on because there was arguing going on to kick it all off? You get what I'm saying? How do you take out two people that are up and alive in the same bedroom? Will you wait until one of them comes out and then you grab them and you put then your sharp object to someone's knife, and then you go back in that room and you say, "Hey, where's X, Y, and Z? What the heck's going on? Give me give me the stuff that you owe me," stuff like that, where you're able to then say, "Here, give me your phone." Okay, or toss your phone over there. No, this is how it works. That's the only way that I feel you could ever, because I said, why wouldn't Xana call? Why wouldn't Ethan call? How are they not able to get to their phone if they're in the same room at the same time? When somebody comes in there, how can one person do that? And if you think about logic, well, let's just throw out anything of what DM is saying. And how can you logically take out 4 people? And there's only one way to do that. Yeah, the 2 people upstairs, they're sleeping. There's no fight back. But knowing that the other people weren't, you had no worry that someone's going to go calling the police because that person is either A, involved, or they know they're going to be telling on themselves because all of the stuff that's in there. That I'm just saying from a logical standpoint versus, somebody that is a quote unquote serial killer or deranged person that's oh, I want what you guys have and I don't have it, so I'm going to come in there, because it's just when you talk about logic.
Hey, Amy.
Hey,
that was probably a lot for her to hear.
Can you hear Amy?
Amy? I can hear Amy.
Okay. Hey, Amy, what's up?
I'm good. Hi, Lana. I can't
Hi.
hear you, but I know you're listening. Just tell me when you want me to pause.
Okay, thanks, Amy. What's up? What's on your mind?
Well, I have a couple of things. The first thing is, I know you guys were just talking about the order in which people were killed, and I know that the PCA said that Xana was active on TikTok at 412. What if her phone was just active? Sometimes my phone will fall off to the wayside and it'll still be playing or scrolling or whatever.
Amy, because she commented on somebody's video at 412.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
That was just found the other day.
I must have missed that. And then the other thing too, that really bothers me is that I feel like since the PCA has come out, at first I felt like they had sort of slam dunk, but now not so much, especially with you guys talking about, you know, the corruption and stuff like that. I feel like everything that they've got, other than that DNA, is circumstantial. Like the cell phone pings, I mean, those could be miles away.
Yeah.
And for it to go off, and I feel like they're trying to fit their narrative with this, and it makes me really, really nervous.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. I think everybody's kind of feeling a little bit of that. Because
Yeah.
there's a lot they have a lot to lose, right? There's a lot of variables involved. We got cops who have careers, families. We've got students. We've got parents. We've got drug dealers. We've got drug buyers. I mean, there's just a lot going on, you know? All you have to do is go through their police blotter and you can see what's going on there.
Oh, I know. I didn't realize how much was going on there until you dug into it.
Me either. And
Hey,
you know,
Jay.
it just keeps getting worse. It just keeps getting
I
worse.
know.
Hey, Jay, I sent you two.
What's up,
and then
Lana?
bringing in the.
Hold on, Amy.
I sent you two pictures, and I wanted to see what this caller thinks about. You know, we were looking at the rooms, and I want to know where people are. Where's their laptops? Where's their computers in their rooms? Where is this whole sense of like I'm going to school? I'm a student. I'm doing my I know I had a computer. I know I had my desk set up in my bedroom. So I sent you two pictures, and I just want you guys to see, like, this was Maddie's room. It was actually really small, but you know, there's no computer, no printer. I sent you like two pictures, and I'm just curious what you guys think about that.
Caller, she wants your opinion on these pictures that I'm showing right now.
Oh gosh, I'm in my car.
Oh, are you driving?
Okay.
Yeah, I've
That's
got
okay.
the stream on mute.
That's okay. But you know what?
I'll back it up when I get home.
Okay. You know what I noticed,
Go
Lana,
ahead.
is that that white desk, it looks like the white desk they carried out with the mattresses that had blood on it. Did you see that?
Yeah, I tried not to watch. It was really sad to me.
And you know,
It was
I don't know
sick,
if
but I
Lana
mean,
talked-
You know, it's just sad. It's sad. And I was just curious about if you look at the picture, you have the bed and you have the desk, and it's all like all the rooms were very cute. And then you look at the rest of the house, like the bedrooms are like spotless.
and it was a
And then
disaster.
yeah, exactly. And I'm just saying, okay, so like there's the
I've
bed.
said all along, why in the world did they take it out in the back of a freaking pickup truck? Why not have a box truck that protected it from the wind, the elements, everything?
Yeah,
That
well,
is the
they
most
did.
asinine thing.
Remember the one day Chief Fry was driving the U-Haul out of the driveway.
Yeah. So they had a box truck.
Yeah, I don't know
What
why
the
they.
hell?
Yeah, I don't know why they put those and loaded them into two pickups. I don't understand that.
And the last thing I wanted to bring up too is that what do you think is going to, like, I feel like the 911 call when it's released is going to answer a lot of questions that we just don't know. And I'd like to know your take on what you think we're going to find out, and Alana's take on what we're going to find out from that 911 call that will help us connect those dots.
Interesting question. Why don't you hop down and then both of us will kind of weigh in on that, and then you can
Sure.
hear
And then I'm
Lana.
gonna be bouncing
Sure.
after this.
Okay. It was
sounds
good
good.
talking to you. Love you guys.
Thanks, Amy.
Bye.
All right, bye-bye. Okay, so what do you think about that? Her question.
So yeah, what do you think about that? Like, so you see like the bed, and I mean, it's so cute. It's very clean. And see, that's how I like picture like these girls having their stuff is very like neat and put together and clean. And that's what you see in their bedrooms. It's like perfect.
Call from
We're gonna take one more.
ACRE Commercial Realty.
to accept, press 1.
I just don't see a computer.
Hello, you're live.
Yes, how you doing today?
Good. How are you?
All righty. I work for, my name's Owen. I work for a private, I used to work years ago for a company out of Houston, Texas, right in Dubai, India. We're a private security company, and they used to be called Blackwater at one time. They're not.
Can you turn your YouTube down just a little
I
bit? Just
can.
this.
Hold
Thank
one
you.
second.
All right, thank you. Just have an echo going on.
Okay. Something I've watched your show or listened to your show all through this, and I don't see people a lot of people.
Hello, is anybody there?
This a murder of 4 people like this is not somebody walking in and just stabbing somebody. A guy didn't know if they had a gun in there. They don't know who the vehicles were. This was very well staged, and there was an inside person watching this whole program happen. This was orchestrated. We may never know the truth about it all, but that boy made sure they got in a car. They made sure they was going to the destination. They knew they was going to walk inside. They knew who was inside. They didn't know there was a loaded shotgun in there. They didn't know if they was going to get maced. These people knew what was going on.
Amen.
Yeah.
And as far as I can tell you also, it always comes back to one thing. And no matter how much you love whatever it is, back during Richard Nixon administration, what did Deep Throat say?
What did he say?
what?
I couldn't hear.
Wait, what did what say?
What did Deep Throat? Deep Throat was the name of the big contact. What did he always say?
I don't know. What did Deep Throat say?
Always follow the money.
Yeah. Amen. That's
and one of
so
these days
true.
we'll see a library put up with somebody's name on it. It'll be a tax deduction, or we'll see a dorm built with somebody's name on it, and it'll be a tax deduction. But this was not. This was.
Do you know who Deep Throat was? That was William Mark Felt, by the way.
And I'll tell you, this is way out of the FBI's class. They're never going to stall this. It has. There's a organized group out of South America. I don't want to say their names, but it has. They're known for using machetes, and this has it written all over it.
Good
As
Lord.
far as MS-13. They're known for this kind of stuff, and it's drugs, man. This is drugs.
Yes.
And
that's what a lot of people are saying.
You know what? You know who Deep Throat was?
This could be a large number, and nobody opens the door up 3 times and looks out, and then one time they're froze. Christ, for God's sake, in 30 seconds, maybe a minute, you might have a second look.
I have a question for you.
Yes.
Do you think that Kohberger's going to go down as the lone killer?
Yes.
You do.
Yeah, he's already set up.
It's a done deal, you think?
Yeah. There's so much money there. There's a lot of money. You got to remember half that community. And you said they always.
Lana thinks he has a chance.
One chance.
I hope he does. I hope if there's a God there, he can maybe get away with this. But I just can't see the way that they have things stacked there. And some of the things that you pointed out with your video and everything, it's amazing how that went this far. This was above FBI pay scale too. This was done very professionally. But like I said, it could have been. You just watch. Everything was people made sure he got home, made sure they was drunk, made sure they got to here, made sure they got to the steps, made sure nobody's in there with a shotgun, made sure nobody's going to mace them. No, this happened. That was just like a stopwatch.
Can I tell you guys something about the?
Hold on. Wait, Lana's got a comment real quick. Go ahead.
Just so people know who Deep Throat was.
Out of there in 8 minutes and 40 seconds or whatever. What the hell is that all about?
Right. Well, hey, I would love to get your take. I'm going to be covering Waco, Oklahoma City, and Ruby Ridge, and I would love to get your take on that. So I hope that you continue listening, and I want to thank you for calling in.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Yes, yeah.
Great
Thank
caller.
you.
Thank you.
Great caller. Thank you so much.
Bye-bye.
So
all
check
right,
this
what
out.
are your thoughts on that? Come on.
So it was the former FBI Deputy Director William Mark Felt. He broke his 30-year silence and confirmed in 2005 that he, in fact, was quote unquote Deep Throat, which was the anonymous government source who had leaked the information to the Washington Post reporters. And that's what actually helped
take
down Richard Nixon and the Watergate scandal. that was an FBI deputy
Interesting.
director. that
You
was
should do
quote-unquote
you should do a video on that.
just so you guys know who that was.
Yeah.
He was talking about Deep Throat.
That's an
there was the whole
interesting
follow the money
story.
thing. Yeah. Everything is follow the money. If you don't follow the money,
Everything comes down to money.
that's why I always want to know, like, when people say, like, why do you care about this, that, or the other?
But
You
how
have to
have
know
we
about
gotten?
it. Where people
How
were
have
murdered, slaughtered.
how have we gotten to this point though? Because when
So
this first happened, we were all going down serial killer. Was he guilty of past crimes? Has he done this before? Like, who's going to go in and do 4 people all at once? How did we evolve from, oh my gosh, it's like another Ted Bundy
Web
to
sleuths?
drug cartel? Isn't it just crazy though? Like,
Well, think about it.
how
If you don't have
it's-
the web
the more
sleuths.
we've learned, it's insane.
It's people's narratives, though. If mainstream media or whoever wants to just follow somebody's like narrative versus doing actually the work to like research some stuff, then you don't have anything. That's why mainstream media is actually taking on sources like ourselves that are actually digging in and getting information that's being brought to light. It's like, hey, wait, look at this or look at that. Like, dude, that wasn't happening before and it's happening now. That's Kohlberger's chance, in my opinion. That's why he has a chance, in my opinion.
That's what your one chance. That's what you meant
I
by
think
that.
there's always an X factor of anything. You can plan anything like the perfect crime. You can think you're going to get away with it because you have help and people are going to like, possibly cover something up. But if there's enough truth seekers out there, and people with the bigger platforms use their platforms for the reason that it's actually supposed to be there for, the media is supposed to be, the people, and to make sure that stuff doesn't go left or right. And so that's, in my opinion, his chance, which would be, digging on all of the stuff.
Yep.
So there is a chance. That's my opinion.
Well, thank you. And thank you for coming on. I know you've got
Yes. Yeah. I gotta go. We got Friday night dinner. We do like,
I know. And I'm going to figure out this audio thing so that.
I just want to say thank you to all the callers. Everybody had their little niche that they came up with. Everybody did great.
Great
You
callers.
guys rock. And then that last guy, kudos to him.
Yes.
It was nice to hear. Was that our only guy that we had?
That was the only guy.
Yes,
I know.
I
I love it.
I love it.
I love to hear the male perspective. So thank you for calling in.
Yes.
Thanks for coming on. I've got some more stuff for you guys if you want to stick around.
Thank you, mods. Thank you.
You got a
members of
live
the-
Sunday night, right?
I have a live tonight, and then I have the episodes dropping on Sunday. Monday.
Tonight, what time?
I think it's 9:45. It's Dylan and Jack Showalter went to high school together, so it's about.
Oh, it's the high school classmates tonight,
Yeah.
9:45 p.m. Y'all.
Okay.
All right.
Cool.
Take care.
You take care, Jay. I'll talk to you then.
Go eat those brownies.
Oh, girl, come on. I'm gonna get a steak, right?
Hey, are they special brownies?
No, you know.
I know. All right. See ya.
I'd be off my mind.
Have a good Friday night, Lana. Okay. Wait, let me get you out of here.
All
Hold
right.
on.
Did I ask them to do that?
All right, now you're free to go. She is free to go. I'm cutting her loose, guys. All right, so I saw you guys earlier. You're like, who is on the screen? Who's on the screen? Let's take a look at this story out of Spokane. This is out of Spokane today, actually.
HQ nonstop local at 5.
Or yesterday.
Coverage tonight on a man arrested in connection to the death of a Deer Park man in December.
These are grisly details.
37-year-old Gary Ault had his first appearance in court today. Our Tana Kelly listened in and has new court documents showing a lengthy criminal history. Tana?
Yeah, Steph, Gary Ault is being charged with first-degree murder and first-degree burglary because this isn't his first time in court, and because of the seriousness of the crime, the judge set bond at $1.5 million. In December, 83-year-old Richard Purdy was found dead in his Deer Park home. Court docs saying Purdy was hit on the head, then stabbed over 30 times in the back and.
You guys have an echo? Hang on. How about now? You shouldn't have an echo anymore. Here we go.
the crime, the judge set bond at $1.5 million. In December, 83-year-old Richard Purdy was found dead in his Deer Park home. Court docs saying Purdy was hit on the head, then stabbed over 30 times in the back and face. Washington State Crime Lab identifying 37-year-old Gary Alt through DNA found on a knife. Court docs say Alt broke in and ransacked the place. Several guns were on the floor in the hallway of Purdy's home, outside of his gun safe where he normally keeps them.
Look at
in
this
his
guy's
office.
eyes.
The office is where Purdy's girlfriend said she found him. All of the witness statements describe Purdy as a private man who wouldn't just let anyone in, and that Purdy doesn't know anyone named Gary. His daughter describing Purdy as, quote, a man who would do anything for anyone and was taken by pure evil. People need to stay vigilant. This was just so random, and he had no connection to my dad or to Deer Park. Unprovoked attacks, part of Alt's criminal past. Right before the arrest, court docs say SPD learned Alt had hidden a pistol, ammunition, and a pair of binoculars in the snow outside a North Spokane hotel. Again, this isn't the first time Alt has seen the inside of a courtroom. He is a 14-time convicted felon in at least 3 states. In
Look
fact,
what
he
color
was
his
already
hoodie
in the
is.
Spokane County Jail on separate, unrelated charges stemming from unprovoked violent assaults of 5 different victims. He's going to be in jail either way, but how long will that sentence be? That's unclear. Of course, stay with us as we learn more.
Now, he was wearing a green sweatshirt. And remember the guy that was like looking, or what was it? The guy that was trying to go into that girl's house was wearing a green sweatshirt, and he's 5'5". Does this guy look 5'5"? I don't know. Scary shit. He just walks up and kicks this person. Look at that. Look how he just walks up and kicks him.
Alt has seen the inside of a courtroom. He is a 14-time convicted felon in at least 3 states. In fact, he was already in the Spokane County Jail on separate, unrelated charges stemming from unprovoked violent assaults of 5 different victims. He's going to be in jail either way, but how long will that sentence be?
And why does he resemble Koberger? Or is it just me? Have I looked at his picture too much? Hey, Mac Pride. John Gone, was that you that called in? I don't think that was John Gone, girl. You want to see some crazy shiz? I've got some other stuff to show you guys too from this area. Here's one. Check this out. 5 years ago, you guys. 5 years ago.
Moscow police are searching for the person responsible for leaving coyote carcasses on their doorsteps. XY4's Drew Reeves working for you with who could be responsible.
For the second time in 3 weeks, students at University of Idaho were left with an unsettling discovery. Dead coyotes were left at the doors of several sororities and fraternities, including here at Pi Kappa Phi.
We're really, unsure why that was happening, but we got rid of it.
Moscow police say on January 20th, a student left a coyote carcass at a sorority as part of a drunken dare. It's still unclear if this incident is related.
We don't have enough information right now as to who actually committed it, so we don't know if it's a continuation of the prank or someone else doing something.
The president of this fraternity says these coyote killings were pretty gruesome. The coyote's body was mangled, and he says the sorority across the street got it even worse. He says at Pi Beta Phi, there was more blood on the doorstep, even smeared on a window. Police say it appears the coyotes were shot, which is not illegal in Idaho.
In the state of Idaho, all you need is a hunting license. You don't need a tag or anything like that, and you can hunt on public land.
Now, students left baffled as to who could be responsible.
It was just really, interesting because I thought it was just a one-time thing that happened a couple weeks ago with someone. But now that it happened a couple times, I definitely think it was something unusual.
Police say placing these carcasses is a misdemeanor crime punishable by a $100 fine.
$100.
We're still interviewing our first suspect to see if he has any connection to these other 4.
Now people who live at this fraternity want whoever is doing this to know they aren't amused.
It might just be like someone thinks it's a funny prank, but you know, it is quite a serious thing.
It's disgusting. I mean, that's a prank? Smearing it on a window? To me, that is downright disturbing. Oh my gosh. Here's another one for you. We're going to kick it back to 1999.
January 10th, 1999.
An unforgettable day for Jerry Schutz, the day his partner, Will Hendrick, went missing.
He was pretty much the light of my life.
The two were together for 5 years, up until the night Will went missing from a party 23 years ago in Moscow, Idaho. Will was declared murdered when his skull was found 3.5 years later in the woods of eastern Latah County. His killer has yet to be brought to justice.
He would help anyone out. He was one of those kind of people. He'd do anything for you. And then there was the theater party, and that's where it all went off the rails.
Right now, I'm sitting on the steps of the stairs that went up to the second floor party 23 years ago on January 10th, 1999. This apartment building was the last place.
This update was in May of this year.
But those kids at that party, they were broken.
Heartbroken after realizing they may never see their friend alive again. Will's car was found parked downtown 1 week after he was reported missing.
It was this parking spot here.
His work keys still inside, mud caked on the wheels, and some other key details only someone like Jerry could have noticed.
I remember when I got into the car, the seat was back as far as it could go. Will drove with the steering wheel right up into his lap. So somebody who wasn't Will had driven that car that day or, moved it.
Both the driver and passenger window to the car had been rolled down approximately a couple of inches.
It was a winter's night in Idaho, so when that cold air seeped through the cracked windows, any possible fingerprints that could have been used for evidence were washed away.
We should have been able to solve this, that this was not an unsolvable crime.
Wayne Roush was the lead investigator of Will's case in 1999 for Latah County.
Somebody needs to pay for it.
23 years after his murder, Moscow PD continues to receive tips and leads about Will, but tackling a cold case is never an easy task.
We always believe that there's always that one piece of evidence that will tie everything together, or somebody knows something. We believe somebody knows something out there.
At the time, a number of possible suspects were looked into, including a truck driver who lived in the same trailer court as Jerry and Will.
The truck driver definitely knows something.
He left town the same morning that Will disappeared in a refrigerated truck.
However, the truck driver left on work business, and that was confirmed by his employer. Although there was another suspect, a hitchhiker the truck driver picked up from Texas, who has a suspicious background.
He had been working at an old folks' home in Texas. He had been fired because he hated gays.
And because Will was gay, Roush believed he and the hitchhiker had an unfortunate meeting, ultimately leading to Will's murder. In the end, that belief never could be physically proved.
What I can prove in court and what I honestly believe in my heart of hearts are obviously two different things.
Today, Jerry decides to move on with Will's memory in the best way he knows how, through Will's love for theater.
Every time I get on stage, I think of Will and thank him for giving me the audacity to get up and pretend like I know what I'm doing.
Reporting in Moscow.
And they say, oh, we should have solved this. Like, so sad that all these things happen there and no one has any answers, you know? Let me see. I think I have another one. Who's Brian Spalding? Is that? There was one more shocking. Was it this one?
Just a day after a vigil in Moscow, Idaho for 4
And then I have a trailer I made for you guys. We're going to be covering the Oklahoma City bombing, Waco, and Ruby Ridge. We're going to be doing a series on all three of those. And I have about a 5-minute trailer, and I hope you guys enjoy that. And I do have this news that they have shot down. They shot down another balloon. They shot down another damn balloon. So I think that's it for today. I'm gonna cut into this and I'm gonna play this trailer. I hope you guys enjoy it. I always love sharing my trailers with you guys, but I'm really looking forward to this, and I'm starting my researching now. So I will be back tomorrow. We will go over other news besides the Idaho 4. There's other things going on. And we got to keep up on everything that's going on. But yeah, this will be put out publicly this weekend. But I wanted to share it with you guys just because I get excited. So I hope you enjoy. After this, you're going to dance it out, and I'll see you guys live tomorrow. Thanks again, Lana. Thank you for all of your super chats, super stickers, becoming members, and just plain being here. If you could give this a like, that's all we need. That's all we need, folks. All right, so enjoy this. I'll see you tomorrow.
Timothy McVeigh, age 27, who we previously called John Doe number 1, the man with the light brown crew cut, was arrested by local authorities.
Siege at Ruby Ridge divided America.
It'll be you one day, son of a bitch!
Want some of this? I'll kick your fat ass.
The rules of engagement adopted for Ruby Ridge were so
Her family, holed up in their northern Idaho cabin, felt like they were being picked off one by one.
We couldn't see who it was that was doing the shooting.
Events at Ruby Ridge. Former Green Beret Randy Weaver and his wife Vicki started their young family in Cedar Hills, Iowa, but longed to homeschool their children and live off the grid. So the Weavers purchased 20 acres of undeveloped land in Ruby Ridge, Idaho, and together the family built their new home. According to Sarah, the feds then said they would make it all go away if he came to work with them, infiltrating the supremacist groups.
My dad, who has no respect for what you would call a snitch, told them where they could go, and it wasn't a nice place.
Sarah believes because her dad wouldn't help the feds, egos got involved.
My dad was very distraught. I remember asking what happened.
Siege of Ruby Ridge in 1992, when the FBI and U.S. Marshals confronted Randy Weaver at his home in rural Idaho.
Terrorists.
My life fell apart.
I think a lot of people remember this as a simple story of a lone terrorist committing an act. It actually has very deep roots.
A rental truck with 5,000 pounds of explosives ripped through the Alfred P. Murrah Federal Building in Oklahoma City.
Who has come in here and done this terrible thing?
Resulting in the deaths of Weaver's wife, son, and a U.S. Marshal.
Service was quiet. Didn't say much. But unusually quiet? No.
Responding to reports of weapons stockpiling, attempted to arrest the leader of a religious sect known as the Branch Davidians. Long standoff, then 24-year-old Army veteran Timothy McVeigh had been watching nearby.
In documents grudgingly released by the Justice Department, FBI agents say a confidential informant told them Nichols talked in 1988 about using a megabomb to blow up the Oklahoma City Federal Building.
I don't know where they come up with that. It's pure speculation, hearsay, and gossip. Just good, decent people. And you can see that by everyone's actions, by them planting my crops for me when I was in prison.
Much of his anger toward the government came from watching the siege at Waco.
The rules of engagement, if not written down, are defined by the actions of an aggressor.
I never knew it existed until the bombing took place.
He's still concerned about paying for his attorney. Supporters have come up with T-shirts to help offset those expenses.
I didn't know there was a federal building in Oklahoma. Sleeping, eating, and working. That's
My role mainly is to make sure he is dead, make sure.
With Oklahoma City being a counterattack, I was only fighting by the rules of engagement that were introduced by the aggressor. Waco started this war. Hopefully Oklahoma would end it.
I'm not here to minimize our mistake or to make excuses. It appears that most offices of the FBI either failed to locate the documents and items in question. As director, I'm accountable and responsible for that failure.
He could have walked away unveiled had the FBI not called.
Was he nervous? Was quiet. Quiet? Didn't say much. But unusually quiet? No.
You're next! Wake up and understand! You're next!
I guess somebody told me a lot of people are scared of something like
Timothy
One
McVeigh.
young man met the fate he chose for himself.
Rich. And sold bumper stickers with anti-government slogans.
I do not believe that Tim blew up any building in Oklahoma. There's nothing for me to look back upon and say, oh yeah, that might have been, I should have seen it back then. There was nothing like
Mr. McGuire, I know about the whole plan to blow up the building.
Timothy McVeigh executed in 2001. Accomplice Terry Nichols in prison for life. And Michael Fortier, neither of those things.
The actual diagram that Tim drew out on a piece of paper, what he called a shape charge.
And these are the barrels of explosives?
This is how they would be set inside the truck.
It's the deadliest homegrown terrorist attack in U.S. history. The new identity and new hometown.
Can you tell us where he's living, what his name is?
No. Yes.
And how many children does he have?
2.
And does he live a normal life?
No. I probably can't comment on that. Ask the risk to him.
Fortier was dishonest and self-righteous when he talked to us.
Judge not, for you shall be judged.
Waco started this war. Hopefully Oklahoma would end it.
I don't give a damn, I don't really care about you and your problems, I don't give a damn. You talk way too much, I have heard enough about you and your problems, I don't give a damn. I don't give a damn, damn, damn. I don't give a damn, damn, damn. I don't give a damn, damn, damn. I don't give a damn. You wanna be with me. You wanna feel something real, but I'm feeling differently. You're making plans to get to friends, but don't wanna face the fact that I ain't got time for that. Staying up